some beef on, other than bridges and all of that. What do you think when Joe Biden says he's taking a bet and saying you need more government in your life? You need more government. What do you think of when you hear that?
It makes me sick to hear that, to be honest with you, because I think we have too much government right now in our life. And the government is not there to be providing everybody with a job and guaranteed basic income and all that. Yes, there is a safety net for people who become disabled, who cannot work for whatever reason it is. But for people who say, well, you know what? McDonald's should be paying me $15 an hour. You know what? The free market dictates what the wage is. If you don't like working at McDonald's, then after you've gotten some work experience, go better yourself with skills. There's Pell Grants if you're completely poor.
But Jason, Jason, the only thing is, and we got to run because we got to get to news here. The only thing I'll say though is that a lot of those high level jobs are not available. Entry level jobs are available. But a lot of those, like, apply your skills and put it here. How many college kids are looking for employment in their field for a high-level entry? We'll be back in just a moment.
Podcast.
Anthony Alford on Newsradio WTAM 1100.
All right, before we move forward, as we're 24 minutes before the top of the hour again, podcast show coming up. After 9 o'clock, Bill Cunningham coming up after 10 o'clock. And again, Cleveland's Morning News with Wilson Snyder tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here. Indians and Cavs, home of the Indians and Cavs, and best Browns coverage here on News Radio. WTAM 1100, 106.9 FM, and the free iHeartRadio app. Let me clean up a few things before we move on to Tim Scott. So the last caller, great call, by the way. I believe it was Jason in North Royalton. Great call. He mentioned about the minimum wage. And, Joe Biden did say, let's raise the minimum wage up to 15. I think there's a lot of people who have a misperceived idea. Again, war against poor people. This idea that everyone who's working at that base level wants to stay at base level. Almost no one wants to stay at base level as far as living, as far as employment. If you find something that you want to do for a living, you want to move up. So I see all the time, and we've been getting texts all night, oh, get off your ass and work. Those people are working. You don't have to worry about those people. They're working. The ones you do have to worry about are the ones who have spent thousands of dollars perfecting their craft at something, whether or not it's from university and or the trade and or trade school. And they can't get a job from the field that they went into. But those institutions took their money. So what? Are those people lazy? Are the ones who's trying to take their skills and advance to the next level, are those people lazy? I don't think so. I know plenty of people who went to a trade, even for broadcasting, and wants to be in these seats. They want to do what me and Frank are doing. They want to do what Trev and Bill Wills and name a DJ. Name a promotions person. Name a program director. They want to do what we're doing, but there's no opportunity to do it. So are you saying that those people are lazy? Are you saying that, oh, I went in to be a scientist of some sort, whatever it may be. There's no job openings there. Are you saying that those people are lazy? Because they have to take a minimum wage job somewhere just so they can pay bills? And then you assume that they're munching off of McDonald's money so that way, they're not deemed lazy, but they're paying bills. That's the blank that I'm talking about. And I wanted to say that word. That's the stuff we're talking about. The lack of opportunity. The cost to go to a college in the 70s. And yes, inflation was going to be there regardless. But as far as where things matched up, there wasn't such a huge gap. You could go to college. You could go to a trade and then get a job immediately. Get a good paying job immediately. A good paying job. Not just, hey, here's a gas card. Get some gas money. Good luck. No. Good paying jobs. And this is everybody. I made a mistake. I have to apologize. I was the one that was just saying, it's just universities. No, this is everywhere. This is universities and trade. In 2021, in the 2010s, you're trying to better yourself. And then you don't even have an opportunity to get a job. So you settle for a different industry that you don't like. You settle for a factory job. And then you bitch at that person at the factory job because they want more money. Even though if that place shut down today, if your local McDonald's shut down today, your local industry shuts down today, the community's kind of screwed. If your local Starbucks shuts down today, your day kind of gets a little blanked up. So, I don't blame the last caller, but I've heard that so many times over the last several years, but especially over the last year. It's this assumption that people are just lazy and don't want to work. No, you got to treat people like people. We have to invest in people. We got to invest in each other. I have to want the same success for Frank as he does for me. It cannot be, I'm going to reach my way to the top and I'm going to push Frank aside. No. Is there competition? Absolutely. And I'm sure when Frank comes on the air next Sunday, he's going to strive to have a better talk show than I do. But that's because we're doing our best. That's how it works. That's how it should work. But I don't want him to fail. I think a lot of times we want other people to just fail. For what? How's that going to make your day better? How's that going to make your day better? We got people out there with degrees, with diplomas, with certificates, and they have no opening to show for it. Now, is it that person's fault? And these are the people, while they're in college, while they're in the trade, they're signing up for every project. They're signing up for every internship. They're doing the things that they didn't even want to do. And they're doing it. And they're putting in their 120%. I know people who went to the trade, and the only job opening is 90 minutes away from their home. Nobody looks at them and says, boy, I hope you have gas money to get to work. You might make less money driving to work than actually working. No, but you have a problem with the dude who has to work at your local fast food establishment. We gotta cut this out. It really irritates me. We have to cut this out. It really, really bothers me. Because we all want to move up. We all want to move up. And the other thing I wanted to address on top of that, you have cycles in play. I talked about the redlining. And when I mention the inner city, people are like, oh, that's just Cleveland and the big cities. No, that's also in some of these other communities where certain family members can't escape out of their out of their cities. It's not just Cleveland. It could be any of these towns. It could be Massillon. It could be Lodi. It could be Lorraine, Elyria, Youngstown. Any of these towns. Some have Democratic leadership, some have Republican leadership. The fact is, some of these local governments are letting their people down. And, we spend all day on the presidency because that's what brings the numbers. That's what drives the bacon. We spend all day talking about Joe Biden or Donald Trump or Barack Obama. We spend all day talking about these people. But it's the local ones who may or may not allow you to succeed. Just food for thought.